what is a credit score, what exactly goes into determining it, and what can you do to improve yours. In this video, we're going to be talking about exactly that. Let's start with the question, what exactly is a credit score? So according to the Federal Trade Commission, a credit score is a number that represents a rating of how likely you are to repay a loan and make the payments on time. Basically, a credit score is a number that shows how well you can handle debt. Or how I like to say it is that it shows your relationship with debt. Companies use this to determine if they can trust that you'll pay back the money that they let you borrow. There are multiple different systems that can calculate your credit score, but most lenders use a company called FICO's score. So now that we know what a credit score is, let's tackle each factor that contributes to your score. The first factor that we'll be talking about today is payment history. So this one's going to be pretty important because it determines 35% of your FICO score. So if you currently have 30-day late payments on your record or make 30-day late payments sometime down the line, then this is going to have a big impact on your credit score. So these are going to be my tips to prevent this from happening. You can either set an alarm or mark your calendar to remind yourself when the payment is going to be due, or you can make the payment ahead of time, like up to a week in advance. On to the second factor that contributes to your credit score. Now this is going to contribute 30% of your FICO score, and that is utilization. Utilization is basically how much of the credit that is available to you that you use. So let's say you have a credit card that you can spend a max of $1,000 on. So let's say that you buy something for $100 with that credit card. Your utilization then would be 10% on that credit card. Now when calculating your credit score, your utilization takes into account all the credit that's available to you. So my tip for this one is that less is more, and the less credit that you use, the better. So as a rule of thumb, you're going to want to keep your utilization of the available credit to you under 30%. Now on to the third factor that contributes to your credit score. Now this contributes to 10% of your FICO score, and that is the total and types of accounts that you have. Now this includes credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, and any other revolving credit or installment loans that you might have. Companies like to see that you can handle different types of debt and that you're responsible for the credit and debt that you currently have. I would just say just have a good mix of the different kinds of credit. If you want to boost your credit score, you'll be responsible and you can afford another credit card, then I'd say then go for it. So I'm not saying to apply for a bunch of credit that will actually be a detriment to your credit score. So my tip would be don't do that. Now on to the fourth factor that contributes to your credit score. Now this is going to take up 15% of your FICO score, and that's going to be your credit history length. Now the tips that I would have for this one is start building credit as soon as possible and don't close any of the accounts that you currently have unless absolutely necessary. Because like we talked about previously, the more accounts that you have open, the better. Now the fifth and final factor that contributes to your credit score are inquiries. This is going to take up 10% of your FICO score. Inquiries are basically when you ask a company for new credit. So whenever you apply for a new mortgage or a new credit card, for example, those are going to pop up in your credit history. So my tip for this one is try not to apply for a new credit or try to apply to take on some more debt too often, unless you know for a fact that you have a good chance of getting approved. For example, you know you have a high credit score and that you're responsible for all the debt and loans and credit cards that you have. So to sum up inquiries, basically don't apply for 100 different credit cards because that will definitely be a detriment to your credit score. And a bonus tip that I have for you guys is use a credit and or financial tracker like Experian Boost or Mint. You could use these two websites as tools to track your finances, see how you're doing on your credit score roughly, and see how you can improve on it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today on credit scores. And I know we talked about debt a little bit in this video. If you guys have a bunch of debt that you need to pay off, definitely check out this video right here, where we go into 2 effective methods to pay off debt. I think you're gonna like it.